everyone! Welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a bit, but this is a video for FNAF's anniversary! Yippee! And I know most of you are probably saying, Rose, what are you talking about? It's not the anniversary anymore. You guys can all shut up, because if you know anything about my channel, you already know that I'm supremely bad at doing things on time, and it's kind of actually really annoying because I had everything done in time for the anniversary. I just didn't post it and get the video done, and I really wish I could have, but I had to do stuff for my actual work job and go to steampunk cons and go to drag queen events and stuff, which is a lot of nonsense. But I'm here now! I'm here to make the video! Yippee! So yeah, today we're going to be making redesigns of all of the main animatronics from the first game. This isn't supposed to be, you know, a comprehensive, redesign. It's not supposed to make the designs better or anything. It's mostly just supposed to be a fun thing where I go in and make something cute in my art style, and how I would kind of portray the characters, I guess. So yeah, don't see this as a video where I rip the character designs apart and stuff. This isn't gonna be like my glam rock video really, where I try and make the designs better. This is just for fun, it's just a fun way to celebrate the 10th anniversary of this game series. And along with the character designs, I also thought it would be cute if I made a little poster for each character, and also made a group poster for them. So you're gonna be seeing that too. But yeah, that's basically all I have to say. So yeah, I will stop rambling to everyone, and I hope you enjoy the video. Alright, first one up is, of course, the man, the myth, the legend himself, Freddy Fazbear. Sorry, that was a dumb bit. Whatever, it doesn't matter, I'm keeping it in. Anyway, so the basic idea for basically all of the animatronics is that I wanted them to be scruffy and rough around the edges. I didn't want them to be distinctly scary, most of them, because I think that the big charm of FNAF and animatronics in general is that they are not designed to be scary. They are scary because of the context in which they're put in, and also my art style just isn't very good for scary stuff anyway. But Freddy is very not scary. The way I kind of designed them is that there was supposed to be kind of a gradient from least abandoned to most abandoned, depending on which characters would be the most favorite or most upkept. And of course, Freddy Fazbear is the one and only, the mascot, so he's in very good condition in comparison to the rest of them, even if he is still a bit scruffy. Like I said, not very scary, but, he's the mascot, he's taken care of. So when I was thinking about these characters, I really wanted to think about their personality in context of the games, in context of the actual, universe in which they reside, how they would present themselves, when they're designed to be, intentional, not their scary, phantom, spooky wooky side, but more of their, this is a character for kids side of things. So I made a very big, bulky, I imagine that he acts very sleepy, he has a slower voice, very comforting, very, very huggable type of character, I guess. Not threatening at all, just kind of, maybe kids think he's scary because his voice is deeper and he is big, but it's supposed to be in more of like a parent kind of way. I imagine that he's very chill, he's very mature, especially in comparison to the other animatronics. He's very, he's very grown up. For some reason in my mind he has kind of a jazz or like big band type energy. I don't know if I got that across very well in his design, but yeah, I imagine him as like almost like a blues style singer. I gave him more accessories because, I don't know, I always thought that FNAF's weird, like, minimalistic take on accessories is very odd, coming from the fact that most animatronics you see wear full outfits, or at the very least wear pants or like a shirt. from my experience. So usually when I do designs for FNAF, I try to give them more accessories or more clothing because I just feel like it's more accurate to what animatronics actually look like. I gave him a deflated bow tie because regardless of how much this character is loved, he is very old. This animatronic is old, and I do not imagine that they keep, you know, they maintenance him to make sure he's in check, but I don't imagine they clean him very often. I don't imagine they, you know, spiff up his outfit very often. So yeah, his bow tie is a little deflated just to show off a little bit of, just the tiniest bit of lack of care, I guess. And then we get into the posters. So for the posters, I really didn't want to... obviously everyone knows about the poster slogans that are in FNAF 2, and I thought it would be more interesting if every character had a different slogan, so I tried to make them actively different from the ones that show up in FNAF 2. So for Freddy, his slogan is "Let's Groove," because music, you know, chill type vibes, I guess. You know, I think my girlfriend actually like partially suggested it to be Freddy's. So yeah, that's what I did. Every single one of the posters has the same overall composition of the character on the side, and then a cute little word bubble with their phrase, I guess, in it, with a different color in the back. So yeah, that's what I got for Freddy. Yippee! Alright, next up we have Bunnie the Bunny. So I did give him a different body type, even though that's unrealistic, just because I felt like it, and I wanted him to look more energetic and spry, which I think a slimmer body type makes sense for. I did give him silly bunny legs, also very impractical, but I thought it would make him very dynamic, and also just be a cute touch, I guess. So yeah, that's what I did for his body type. As opposed to Freddy's very much more scruffy, kind of messy fur, I decided to give him very fluffy and poofy fur. Once again, for that kind of contrast between characters, but also because, you know, he's a bunny. It just makes sense with his cottontail and everything. You know, I just wanted him to look very, very soft. Instead of having a bow tie like his original design, I gave him a straight tie, since I thought that it would also be a good contrast, a good way to differentiate him as a character as opposed to Freddy. I feel like in the original designs, I know I said in the beginning of this video this isn't supposed to be like a direct improvement from the original designs, but I was thinking about what I didn't like and what I did like in the original designs, and one of the things I didn't like is that Bunnie does kind of just feel like Freddy, but in a different species, I guess, to me in the models. There isn't a very large distinction between them. So yeah, I tried to make a bigger distinction, and part of that was giving him a different accessory. Also gave him just a little vest with some cut-off sleeves just to differentiate him better. Or not to differentiate him better, that's the other thing. For extra coverage, before I just had the tie, and I realized that, you know, not only did he not feel like he was wearing enough clothes, but also, you know, Freddy got pants. That's not really fair if Bunnie only got one other accessory when I gave Freddy a whole ass pair of pants. So yeah, just a little extra coverage. He's supposed to look like kind of a grungy rocker type. Not any specific subculture, not specifically punk or anything, not specifically like 50s rock and roll, just like generally grungy type character. I don't know. He's also supposed to look very mischievous, energetic, that kind of thing. I imagine him being very quippy, or blah blah blah, very quippy. Sorry, I'm talking very fast. You know, being very sarcastic, but also having a fun energy to him, a very playful energy, I guess. Very enthusiastic and acts very immature. And I imagine his voice to be kind of falsetto-y, I suppose, higher pitched than Freddy. Once again, a contrast between one of them being very immature and younger and energetic, and one of them being more, you know, calm, older, mature, that kind of thing. So I really wanted to kind of hammer in the contrast between him and Freddy, to kind of make them feel like different characters from one another. But yeah, that's all I have to really say about Bunnie. So yeah. next up is Chica the Chicken. So for her, I made her very homely, kind, almost a motherly type of character, somewhere between Freddy and Bunnie when it comes to how mature she is. She's not quite, like, super duper duper mature, but she's also not childish like Bunnie, like an older sister, almost. I was thinking maybe for her voice she would have a southern drawl, just because I thought it would be fitting, with that character in mind. I gave her this little lazy eye, because most of the time in game, she's very wall-eyed. I feel like her eyes are either, like, directly looking at you, both of them, like, perfect stare, or looking in completely different directions. And I thought that it was sillier to make them in different directions. So yeah, I gave her a little lazy eye. I also imagine that for her actual animatronic parts, I noticed that eyes are one of the first things to start going out on animatronics a lot of the time. Either their lids stop moving or their eye itself doesn't move as much as it should. So that's also kind of supposed to be like a wear and tear sort of thing from performing all the time. Her outfit has little confetti sprinkles on them to kind of call back to the fact that she bakes, or at least I imagine she bakes, cupcakes and is a cook and all that. And the off-white just implies a little bit of, grungy, not malpractice, she's not being taken care of as much as the others. She doesn't get her outfit washed very often, she's performing all day, that kind of thing. The apron and skirt that she's wearing makes her little feather legs kind of look like bloomers. I just thought that was really cute when I noticed it, so I wanted to bring it up. And she's the shortest and the stoutest of all of the animatronics, to kind of make her look like a little chick, because, she's colored like a chick. I always saw her as a chick, even though she's not, like, super young or anything. I just thought it would make sense. And she has silly chicken legs and hands, similar to Bonnie's silly bunny legs, because, once again, I just thought it would be cute. I don't know how practical it would be in the actual robotic side of things. Probably not very, not very good for that, but it looks cute, right? It's a good bit of she's anthro. I don't know. I can't pronounce the full word. I'm sorry. But yeah, that's all I have to say about her. I think she turned out cute. So yeah. Alright, next up, and the last of the main 4, is obviously Foxy the Pirate, my favorite since I was little. So I obviously tried to make him look the most fucked up because he is directly labeled as out of order in the game, and I imagine in a joint like this, and from real life experience, animatronics usually get worn out pretty far before they're labeled as out of order. So I really wanted to hone in the fact that this guy is decimated. Not a single part of him is unscathed. It took a lot out of him for him to finally be declared properly out of order. So yeah. I imagine that even before he was broken, he was also pretty scary. He's very long, very tall, very twisted looking, and I imagine that his thought, his idea of a character is that obviously he's on a side stage, and he would tell jokes to the audience before the main performers would go on stage. And I just imagine him being very antagonistic, a little bit. He is a pirate after all, those are not known for being the most friendly group of people, thieves and murderers, you know how it goes. So I imagine that he would be a little bit more mean-spirited in comparison to the other animatronics, and a lot of younger kids would be quite scared of him, though I also imagine that teens and middle schoolers would find him quite appealing, and would always want to kind of be around him for the little bit that his show would run before, the more child-friendly characters would go back on stage. So yeah, I imagine that he would tell corny pirate jokes between Fazbear sets, and then jokingly insult people for not getting them, or for not laughing because of how corny they are as part of his show tape. And I also imagine that he has that very guttural or like loud pirate laugh, but it's very distorted due to the fact that his voice box is draining itself very, very quickly. Same thing with his little, like, singing doodads that he does during the night. You know, the little da-dum-dum-dum-dum-dum. Those are my favorite Easter eggs in the entire game, by the way. I just think it's such a fun little, like, noise that he does. But yeah, so that's Foxy, my beloved. I hope I did him justice. I think I did him justice. So yeah, that's all I have to really say about him. If you thought that Foxy was the only character left, then you are sorely mistaken, because there's no way I'm going to forget about Golden Freddy / Fredbear. I know that obviously he's kind of like an Easter egg character, but you know, he's important to the lore and stuff, and I just thought, you know, it would be important to kind of make a redesign of him, to kind of make him look more like Fredbear instead of just literally a recolored Freddy texture, because the more that the lore went on, the less that made sense anyway. So yeah, obviously this guy has been stored in the back room for a very, very long time now, and he is all the way abandoned. You know, he's missing both eyes, his eyelids are broken, his metal is rusting, his fur is rotting, he's covered in mold and mildew, he's disgusting. He is the grossest piece of machinery in the entire joint. It's a wonder why they even keep him around. He's that, like, out of commission. His big winning smile is stained with, tomato sauce. Totally not another substance that would be, unfamily friendly for the YouTube. You know, I also made sure that he was the only animatronic with visible teeth, because my thought process is after the bite of 83 or 87 or whatever you want to call it, you know, the animatronic creators made a point to not give animatronics visible teeth anymore, or at least teeth that sharp and that broad, because, you know, the last time they did that, it was a massive problem. And along with that, he is the only animatronic that has visible hinges on his jaw. Also, a thing I was thinking about Fredbear / Golden Freddy, I don't know if this was intentional or not, but just some food for thought. It's kind of interesting to think that maybe the reason his mouth is constantly agape like that is because his jaw is broken from the impact of crushing a child's skull like that. Like I said, probably not intentional, but something I was thinking about when I was making this design. He used to have a top hat, but he lost it somewhere along the line because he's obviously been moved from location to location, so some of his pieces probably got lost. The fur on his legs are supposed to slightly resemble bell-bottoms because of the fact that his joint was in the 70s to early 80s. And I just thought it would be a fun thing. Also, I love bell-bottoms, so that's kind of like a biased thing on me. But still, I thought it'd be silly. And then for his poster, I didn't really bring up the poster for a lot of the others, but here I actively decided to make it a lot different from the others, simply because this poster would be like a corruption of the other posters. It would be a hallucination, or, you know, some sort of magic bullshit. It would not be a real poster, so I wanted to make it as spooky and ghostly as the character himself. I just thought it would make sense. But yeah, that's all I have for him. So yeah, there you go. Finally, the last drawing of the video, the group poster. Yippee! This is obviously supposed to be in line with the other posters I did of the individual characters, except this time everyone is here, in a little group photo, because it would be cute. All of them, along with this one, are supposed to kind of look like an ad or poster that would actually be hung up in the restaurant. All of their little slogans are there. Like I said before, they're all slightly altered to not just be the FNAF 2 ones again. And I was going to use a custom logo and stuff. I went through the effort of making it, and then I couldn't fit it on the poster, so it's not here. Rest in peace, my cute little attempt at that. But that's okay. I know that in an official poster they wouldn't be this rough and wear and tear and have these very, very specific ailments that would only plague a specific location's animatronics, but I don't care. I just wanted to use the designs that I already made, and you know, I like their cute little imperfections. I think they're a good touch, so I just kept them in. And then, of course, I wanted to include Golden Freddy, but Golden Freddy wouldn't be in this poster normally because he's not one of the main four. So I decided to make a evil, fucked up version for him specifically, so he can be part of the fun too. So yeah, I put on lots of grungy filters, static, lots of very, very slight blood stains, or perhaps pizza sauce stains on each character, and tear stains to kind of obviously call back to the crying children. And I shouldn't have to tell anyone here what what "it's me" means in the context of this series. If you've been a fan of it for 10 years, I'm sure you'll already know what that means. So, yeah, that's what I did for the group poster. And now we're officially done. Hooray! Alright, we're finally at the end of the video! Yippee! Man, you could do a shot game for how many times I say yippee in this video. Anyway, that's not the point. Here are all the final designs and everything. If you like the video, comment, subscribe, like, you know how YouTube works. Let me know if you have a favorite, which designs you like the most, what changes I made, that you prefer, whatever. Yeah, I hope everyone has a good day, and I hope everyone enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!